several weeks ago for questions to see what y'all wanted to see this summer, because I'm going to have a little bit of extra time on my hands, and y'all said you wanted some cooking and baking videos. So today I'm going to do a cooking video. I'm going to be doing a really easy recipe that I've had for a very long time. My mom used to make it all the time when I was a kid. So it is a chicken casserole. We would call it chicken and rice. So to start out the recipe, I went ahead and started cooking a cup of rice in the rice cooker. So that is going right here. It usually takes for white rice. That's what I did. Just because that's what I'm used to. I'm sure you could do brown rice, but I've never made the casserole with brown rice, so I decided just to go ahead with what I know. And it usually takes about 30 minutes for white rice. It takes longer for brown rice. So that is step number 1. The next step is the chicken. You need 2 cups of chicken, cooked and sliced. And you also need a 1/4 cup of chicken broth. So a lot of times when I make this recipe, I cheat a little bit so that I don't have to cook the chicken. So what I do is I take a can of chicken. This is a large can. So this has 12 ounces of chicken in it. I don't drain this because I need chicken broth as well. So I just put the whole can with the chicken broth, the water that it's in, to serve for my chicken broth. Now, you're probably wondering, what in the world am I doing with this? Yes, this is a food processor. I struggle when reheating chicken. It often gets too tough for me. So with a lot of chicken recipes, when I make them, I put them in the food processor just because I can get the pieces of the chicken really small. That's what works best for me. So it is very finely chopped. I can show it to you. It's kind of hard to see because of the water, but you can see sort of on the side some of the finely chopped pieces. So I'm going to get a nice big bowl to be mixing things in. Another tip I'm going to give is clean up as you go because it makes things a whole lot easier. So since I'm done with the food processor, I'm going to go ahead and put it up. Okay. Next ingredient is 1 can of cream of chicken soup. So I gotta open the pantry back up to get that can of cream of chicken soup. The brand really doesn't matter. We used to use Campbell's all the time, and what I have today is just the Kroger brand, so the generic. That came out perfectly. We need 2 tablespoons of butter melted, so that's like, if you have a stick of butter, the butter has these marks on it, so that's 2 of those little squares. Or rectangles, whatever you want to call them. take this, cut it in half, and melt it for about 30 seconds. Okay, one time I actually forgot that that was in the microwave, so I need a half a cup of mayo. I like the mayo that has olive oil in it. So that is what I'm going to use. And take the butter out and pour it in with my ingredients. This dishwasher. Oops. Okay, so I've got my half a cup of mayo. So I'm going to pour that in. More like scoop it in. The rice has about 4 minutes left. So good on time. Now I need half a cup of cheese, and that is the last thing. I'm not even measuring the cheese. I'm just pouring a bunch in. So I know that that is at least half a cup, and I think my mom used more than half a cup, if I remember correctly. So I am done with this measuring cup now. One thing about rice is you cannot, if you use a rice maker, you cannot scoop it out with a metal spoon. A lot of times a rice maker will come with a special spoon, at least ours have a special spoon to scoop it out with. Very hot. So we're going to mix that rice in very well. And then, now that it's all mixed in, you do not have to spray the pan. But you get your pan, this is an 8 by 11.5, so basically the size of a piece of paper. So we are just going to put that all in the pan. And I don't know that I've ever tried. I'm going to top it with cheese. With a little bit more cheese. I don't know that I've ever done this. So sprinkle some extra cheese on top. Just for the fun of it. I'll add a little bit more protein. And that is it. So you'll bake at 350 for 30 minutes. Now it's not dinner time yet. Not even close. It is 10:39 in the morning. We usually eat dinner close to 6. And so I'm going to cover this and put it in the fridge. Sharpie. Bake. At 350 for 30 minutes. Okay. And everything in it is cooked, but we're still going to bake it for 30 minutes. That is an easy, quick recipe. Enjoy.